Hi, welcome to part 2 of anti-inflammatory eating. I thought with this one, what we could do is just go through some ideas for your anti-inflammatory eating, right? Because at this point, if you've watched the last video, you kind of think, well, what else can I eat then? Because I basically took everything that you were eating away. So let's start replacing. All right, so you want to make sure when you go to the produce section, grab all, or at least most, of the fruits and vegetables that you love. Think about it. Even before, I would say make a list. Go through all the different things that you like. Fruits, cherries, blueberries, apples, peaches, pears. What are those things that just right away you're like, yeah, I could eat that. So get your fruit, have a nice fruit bowl, whether on the table or in the refrigerator, so when you open it up, it looks enticing. Next, think of the vegetables. Make sure you definitely get your lettuce. You want your organic romaine lettuce to make those great salads, or you could do lettuce wraps. Get your carrots, sweet potatoes, things that you can steam. Cauliflower is great, broccoli. Steaming your vegetables is really good because if you submerge them in water, it does extract more of the nutrients than steaming. So steam some veggies, throw some beets in there if you like them too. If you want, you could get the baby carrots and then you can then use that as your snack and dip, or you could just get a big bag of these and shred them, or skin them, and then you can use them twofold. One for steaming and then the other for dipping. So your produce at home should look so good, so enticing, and have a plan what you're going to do with them too. The next is to get your herbs. Oh, I love herbs. These are some great smelling parsley. I just love parsley. And keep it fun too. If you have to come in with your jammies on and cook, then go for it. Get comfortable. Get a glass of water, infuse it with some berries or even some peaches, squeeze a lemon in it, and make your anti-inflammatory eating prepping fun. Also, think about the things that you're going to shred. I love taking cabbage, shredding that. So here is a great, you can use this as lunch or as a side, but I like to make my own homemade coleslaw. If you're like, no. So what I do is I take my cabbage, I shred that up, take my carrots, shred. Then when I get them shred, I'll put mayonnaise on them. Hopefully you like mayo. If not, you can use olive oil. I really love to use the avocado mayo. Love it. It doesn't taste like avocado. I just love that it's made from avocado oil. So I do that, and then I use monk fruit to sweeten it. Monk fruit is a really, really awesome sugar substitute. So go ahead and get yourself some monk fruit if you have a sweet tooth, because you're going to love to do it. Love to use it, especially in your organic coffee. Remember, because pesticides, you want to stay clear of pesticides. So that's by getting organic foods on your Dirty Dozen list. That you're going to get organic coffee, organic oats, organic tea. Those are all the ones that are really high in pesticides. So you want to make sure that those are organic. Next is you want to get a non-dairy replacement. I love milkademia. It's the macadamia nut milk that I get unsweetened. You could do coconut milk. That's another great one too. So have your replacement for dairy. The other thing is too, they have a lot of great shreds, like non-dairy shreds, like that almost make you feel like you're having mozzarella. So get some mozzarella shreds. That's great. Also, the other thing is to protein. I love making sure that I have good proteins, right? Because if I'm staying away from meat, I want to make sure I have a great substitute. So eggs are awesome. You know, you could have eggs in the morning. You could do hard-boiled eggs on your salad. You can make a hard-boiled egg wrap with some mayo if you like mayo. So you got eggs, protein powder, goat whey. We break down much easier, so you could do a nice goat whey than cow whey, and pea protein. And also with the pea protein and the eggs comes some nice pieces of salmon. So you could do some wild caught flounder or salmon. Really, really jazz it up if you like. You know, cut up some scallions and onions, put your fresh herbs. Just make it so good. You can also get some white sweet potatoes. I love to take white sweet potatoes, cauliflower, put them in the food processor after you've steamed them so they become, you know, when they're soft. Put it in with like a little bit of butter, some non-dairy, and it makes like you're having mashed potatoes. You can even take some of those shreds, those non-dairy shreds of mozzarella, and put that in there too. So with your fish, you can then have a nice side of veggies and then your carbs, where you would use your sweet potatoes with the cauliflower. Sweet potato mash. The other thing is too, if you get your veggies and you're like, all right, I usually get my veggies and then in no time they go bad. So what do? I take, like, say this is kale, right? I get my kale, I wash it, and then I'll put it in the freezer bag, put it in the freezer, let it get to where it's hard, and then I just clap it. And it makes little pieces. So then I have my greens. Kale is super important. It is so good. It's a power food for your brain. So if you don't like regular kale, you can get baby kale. And this is awesome too. Then you can have this as your side or to sprinkle into your smoothie. But get your veggies and your fruits, you know, if you want to get them fresh, then you can put them in the freezer. Or you could get them frozen. How about some dessert ideas, right? We all want to have that dessert. So here's the thing. You can do some tapioca pudding. If you're not a fan of tapioca pudding, I would just say just try this and see what you think. They do have the granulated pearls at the store, so get your tapioca pudding. And on the back, there's a recipe, but you are going to replace, instead of the milk, use your non-dairy, whether it's the macadamia nut milk or the coconut. The other thing is sugar. So replace that with monk fruit or honey, but wait until the end after it's cooked and off the stove, because the monk fruit on the stove will gel up and you don't want those hard crystals of monk fruit. So wait until after the end and then add in the sweetener. So you could do that. Or you could take an apple, cut it up, you know, make it flat on both sides, put it in a pan with some butter, organic butter, flip it back and forth, then put a little bit of cinnamon, and it makes it like a warm apple pie. That one's really good. You know, take some applesauce if you want to heat it up just a little bit, cut up little pieces of this apple, make it like a chunky applesauce. But then what you could do is add some cinnamon, and then you could have heavy whipping cream, because it doesn't have the casein in it that we have a hard time breaking down, like animal protein has the casein. Heavy whipping cream doesn't. So whip some, add a dollop to your tapioca pudding, your apple pie, or you could get some fresh blueberries and put that on there as well. So I hope this helped. Enjoy healthy eating. Keep watching videos and be inspired. You are going to start to feel so good, And I really hope that this is the beginning of a wonderful journey for you. Keep me posted. Let me know how I can help.